Hey guys, welcome back for another track guide this week from Mid Ohio. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As I said, track guide this week from Mid Ohio Sports Cars course. Full course this week for the B8 veterans or for whoever wants to watch it as usual. So running what was it, 42.5% brake bias this week, I want to say. Did a 121 on this lap that I'm showing here. It's just a relatively clean lap. And it was the quickest one actually, so that I'd done. My optimal was at a 121.45, I think it was. So there's quite a fair bit of room for improvement there. I just can't seem to link the whole track together at the moment. Something I did do for anyone that hasn't done it yet is to go into your options, go to black box settings, and you can set that what do they call it, like a sector. So you can set up one corner where it starts and you can just hit a button and it'll reset you back to the start of that sector. There's a few tutorials online of how to do it in iRacing, so go check those out. That's something I've done pretty much with every corner around the track. I set this time, then I went back and did my own test session and did that with the sectional thing. I don't even know what you want to call it, but yeah, I set it up for the first corner and the second corner, and then once I figured that out, I did it for up over the hill, probably like the fourth corner, I think it was, through that little S's section. And then the last two corners, I was having a bit of trouble with those, so I did it through there as well. And it just gets you used to your muscle memory, used to where you have to brake, where you have to turn, how it feels when you're turning in, all that sort of thing. So probably something to try there, guys, if you're having a bit of trouble. I don't think there's anything else I had to tell you. This is the first lap out after my out lap as well. So yeah, we'll get into it. Got everything up there. So coming to the first corner here, guys. Once again, watched Madison Downs' lap, and I watched Scotty Gamble's lap as well. A really good track guide, that one. I watched that after I did this, so I'm quite keen to go back into another practice session after I've seen Scotty's track guide, just to try out a few things that he suggested on there and that he's shown. So anyone that doesn't know, go check out Scotty's track guide on YouTube or in the Discord. Coming into the first corner, coming up all the way up into fifth gear here, guys. So as you can see, I'm already on the brakes there, but ever so slightly on the brakes because I overlap my accelerator and brake for some stupid reason. Um, but when I was watching Madison Downs' track guide, he's braking closer to the 100. Completely different setup it must be, because I was trying it the whole time and can't do it. It just doesn't feel stable. And yeah, that guy's a nutbag anyway. But pretty much looking for the 100. I'm trying to get hard on the brakes between the 100 and the 200. And then down to fourth, down to third. So I was leaving my braking quite late, as I said, and quickly shifting down the gears and then trying to set that corner. Car was too unstable for myself. Then I tried to pull it up really early and like get it shifted quite early, setting that line. Once again, lost too much time. This way that I'm doing it here, getting on the brakes as much as I have to between the 1 and the 200, and then considerably on the brakes once again, shifting fourth, and then as I'm turning in, shifting third, setting that line into the curb, and then accelerating out, as you'll see here, seemed to work for me. It gets me the quickest time. So I'll show you through here in real time. As you can see there, dung, dung, quite noticeably back through the gears, not bang or, you know, leaving it way too late or anything, just sort of brake, shift, shift, turn. Yeah, it's like going through the motions. So I'll just run it through there once again. This is probably the hardest corner on the track that I've found, and it is quite an early apex, as you'll see there, guys. It's sort of, I've noticed if I try to keep it out here, it'll wash off. You probably can. I haven't tried it too much. I tried it about 8 or 9 times, keeping it out here, trying to break in that straight line, and then coming in late and getting a late apex. But yeah, it just seemed to wash off too much speed, as you can see coming in the, oh, excuse me, early apex. Seemed to be the quickest line for me. So come in, set that line. Try not to drop your tyres up on the curb there too much. You will get quite unstable doing that one. You can do it. Just keep an eye on the arse end as you're coming out. It will want to kick the arse end around as the tyres drop off the curb. So come up the second corner. I'm looking for the 200 board, but as you can see, once again, I'm on the brakes a little bit earlier. But I get my hard braking done between the 3 and the 200 in a straight line, pretty much aiming for where I think that's Ken Ladder. So aiming for where he is basically there, in a straight line from fifth all the way back down to second. I don't get down to first, and then trying to get as later apex as you can just to get a good run out down this back straight. I took a little bit of a wide apex here, a little bit wider than what I'd want to normally do it, but yeah, definitely try to get that later apex so you can get a good run out down this back straight, as you'll see here. So all the way back down to second, coming around, getting that late apex, as you can see, a little bit wide there. That's the one I wanted to tell you about. Coming in here, as you can see, I was locking the front right tire. Haven't quite figured it out. I think it's because I didn't get the braking done hard enough, early enough. So I want to get that braking done nice and early, and then trailing off the brakes so that you're not on the brakes when you're coming around the corner and you're in the middle of the corner. So that's probably something I have to work on just to get a bit of time off. And I'd probably keep it over sort of more here, and then coming around, getting that later apex and then getting a good run out. Just watch when you're coming around the corner here. Once you get to about here, it seems to dip off quite considerably, and the car wants to come around and do those ones, like sort of shoot the front end out a little bit as you start accelerating. So just keep that one in mind. I usually come around as tight to the, like come around, start hitting the curb here on the right, and as I feel that coming down, it wants to push the front, I start accelerating just to get the arse end around, which corrects it, but it'll four-wheel drift out to the side of the track, so just keep that in mind. But getting a good run out of here as quick as you can. Coming around, yeah, you want to keep it a little bit tighter than what I have. So getting a nice run out of there, guys, coming down the back straight all the way up into 6th gear, coming over the witches hats here as tight as possible. So coming down to this next right-hander, this can be a little bit of a tricky one, but not too bad. As you see on the brakes there again, I'm looking at the 400 board. That's my brake marker, but as you can see, I get on the brakes quite early, quite a bit earlier than that. When you're in the cockpit view, it feels like you're a lot closer than what you are here. But as you can see, yeah, quite considerably before the 400. And once again, this is for a quality lap. This is not what you do in the race. Like here, I would probably even get off the accelerator a little bit earlier and then just a little bit lighter on the brakes. But it seems to get you a little bit more time and you can follow and not scrub out your tires too much. But anyway, this is for the quali lap. So that's where I'm braking there. From 6th all the way back down to 3rd gear, sorry. In this sort of a line, not keeping it out too far, but I sort of come in a little bit on this nice dark area, and then I want to come in and get more of a mid apex. In 3rd, as I said, and just before or on your apex, getting a good run through the corner. So you're keeping up your mid corner speed, but you're getting a really good exit out of it. And then I'll show you the next left-hander. It's coming through here all the way back down to 2nd gear, sorry. And then keeping more mid-track on the racing line. So coming through here, you cannot come all the way out here, but on previous guides, as I've said, it's like you're coming into the corner, you're coming through, you're coming out, then you're coming back in. Seems to lose a lot of time for me, but if it works for you, that's awesome. Definitely do that. So you might, if you're going to do that, you probably want to keep it a little bit tighter than what I have on that right-hander. And then, yeah, keeping it more over to the right-hand side of the track here, and then getting a nice late apex. But as you see there, I'm trying to keep my mid-corner speed up, keep it in the mid part of the track, holding second, not going third, and then coming around getting a late apex on this left-hander. Just keep in mind that it comes up the hill here, so it will slow you up quite considerably, or quite a bit more than just a flat corner, and then it'll come over the hill and it'll want to just shoot that arse end out. A lot of oversteer, so just keep that in mind as well, guys, when you come through this one. So holding second, coming around, getting your late apex or mid apex, sorry, and just, yeah, keeping it under control coming over that hill. All the way over to the left-hand side of the track here, coming into the next right-hander. Holding second once again, already on the brakes there. I try to look for that little green bit there on the left. So pretty much at that or just before that green strip there, just at the beginning. I'm on the brakes, holding second, in a straight line and getting more of a mid apex and taking big chunk out of this curb on the right. Try not to drop your left tires inside the or on the curb, as you'll get a penalty. So as you see here, just holding second, coming across, bit of a chunk out of the curb there. So as you can see, I'm coming all the way around that corner before I start accelerating, because I want to sort of stay here. You can drift right out, but coming into this next left-hander, you'll just lose way too much speed. So you want to come all the way around that corner and be, if not, like I try to stay mid-track, but if not, even further over, and then just getting a nice late apex into this next one to set up the next right-hander over the hill. As you see here, I sort of straight line it more. I sort of come around here and then straight line it for the late part of the corner. As you'll see here, shifting up to third. Big chunk out of that one again. Coming over the hill there. When you're in the cockpit view, it is a bit blind. Coming over, so if you stay more, so this is sort of more mid-track. If you stay to the mid part of the left side of the track, if that makes sense, until you're over the hill and you can spot your corner, and then just straight lining it for this part of the corner here, dropping your tire quite considerably up on the curb. And then I'll show you what I do for this next one. So nice big chunk out of that one, as you can see. And then once I'm in there and I feel good with my line there, I'm coming through and I'm actually got my eyes up and I'm looking for the end part of the curb here. So that's the start there. That's the end part of the curb. And that's what I aim for. So I come around the corner, look for that part, and then just break in a straight line that way, instead of coming around the corner and braking, trying to turn the whole time. So I just want to come around and then aim in a straight line to get that light braking done, because it's quite light braking through here. You're not braking really hard. And I hold third through here. I don't go back to second. Just a little trick I got from Madison down when I watched his lap, because I was going back to second. Then I had a look at his, and he just holds third through here. So you get a nice even flow of speed and better grip on the exit of this next right-hander. So keep that in mind, guys. Just a big chunk out of this one. Aiming straight for that end of that curb, getting your braking done and setting your line into the next right-hander. As you'll see there, setting your line there. Once again, taking a bit of a chunk out of this one. I probably wouldn't recommend too much dropping the tyres up on this one. You definitely can. It's not going to kick you up like at Sandown or something like that. But if you're a little bit funny with car control and stuff, maybe don't go up in the curb. But I take a big chunk out of this one. Right tyres right up on the right part of the curb there. And yeah, once you've set your line, see, I'm still on the brakes there, but once you've set your line, you're coming across, you hit your apex. That's when you want to get back on the accelerator. And once again, this is another corner that comes up over the hill, so it'll want to oversteer quite considerably. So just keep that in mind as well. So coming through nice and hard on the accelerator, just don't lose the RSN coming through here. Now this one is one of the ones that I sat there with the section tool that you've got in iRacing now, and just did this over and over and over and over and over, because I just found this one, you want to take like a really late apex into this left-hander, but it's more of a, you sort of brake this way, but you're coming more of an earlier apex. Just there's like a little rise in the middle of the track, so you're trying to get over that, and then I aim my left-hand tire for right in the middle of the curb. I'll show you up here. We'll go through here. I'll just go it on slow-mo. You come up over that little ridge there, and then I'm aiming my left-hand tire right for the middle of that curb there. So I'm trying to put my left-hand tire right through the guts of that. Obviously, if you can come a little bit wider, just marginally wider, because you don't want to, coming through here, you'll come over that and it wants to understeer quite considerably out to the right-hand side of the track. So just watch your speed coming into this one as well. But yeah, I'm just aiming for my left-hand tire just to be right in the middle of that curb, coming through, and just lightly on the brake coming through here, just to get the car turned in and up on that curb, and then doing it like a million times like I have on that tool, it'll get you through, and then you know where on the curb you can accelerate and get the best run out of here. So this one's just repetition, guys. You just practice this one over and over and over, but that's my line through it. So I'll just go back in real time. So coming up to 300 board off the accelerator, on the brakes, shift down to third, and then just getting a good run out of there. At the end of this curb, that's my brake marker for the next right-hander. So I'm coming out of there as hard as I can, accelerating, hit that off the accelerator, and just lightly on the brakes again. Once again, over the hill, coming into the corner, and then turning. I keep it nice and tight to this right-hand side, but then over the hill, drift out to the middle of the track a little bit. And then I'll show you a little trick out here for anyone that hasn't noticed it. So I'm on the brakes just quite ever so slightly there. I'm mumbling my words here. So keeping it just to the right-hand side of the track here, but starting to drift out as it comes up over the hill and coming over. And then you got this black patch here. So I'm aiming for that to put my car, as you can see right there. I usually put the right-hand tires on this part and then the left-hand tires as close to this part as I can. So you're staying in the middle of that groove, and then it comes here and it steps in and then comes around the corner. And it's the perfect curve for the apex you want to take out of this corner. So you basically set your car up there, come around, try to spot this line here, and then just keep your right-hand tires on that line and just follow it all the way through the corner there. Get to about here and just start accelerating out. It's quite easy. So as you'll see here, coming around, tires on that part. I should kind of keep it a little bit further out, but this seems to work because I take normally take quite a fair bit of chunk out of that curb there, just to get a good run. And then you can almost straight line it for this last corner. So you're coming out of there quite hard and you're accelerating quite hard. I once again aim that left tire for the middle of that curb, coming over, and as you'll see on the telemetry here, I'll run it through in real time just so you can see what I'll do with the accelerator. I'll come around, aim for that bit, and it's like marginally off the accelerator just to get over that bump and into the straight, and then accelerating out. So I'm like coming out of the corner, accelerating hard as I can, off, and then just back on as you come through the dip normally. As you see here, just off and then back on. So it doesn't even feel like that much when you're doing it. That's almost half acceleration. It doesn't feel like that much. I'm just going, yeah, just marginally off, and you feel the car coming down through the dip as you're coming in there. It just get back on the gas, and then it shoots you out to the right-hand side of the track, and it gets you a really good run out. So I'll try not to talk. Coming through here, guys. Nice and hard. Oh, and then back on, and then accelerating. As you can see with that acceleration, wants to bring the arse end around and get you a good run down the straight. So that's another track guide, guys. As I said, go check out Scotty on YouTube or on the Discord. A few really good tips there for anyone that's got access to Madison Downs track guide. Definitely go and have a look at that, because that guy's a nutbag. But he's got a really good line for the track. But think about leaving a thumbs up, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Paid subscriptions in the description if you think you want to go that far and help me out with overlays and all that sort of thing. Definitely doesn't go astray. But yeah, that's another track guide. Thanks heaps. Can't wait to see you in the race, and keep an eye out for the review video for the VR. Cheers.